we're screwed. We are absolutely screwed. Hi, how are you? Welcome to the Valenti VOD. I'm your perfect and humble leader, Chris Valenti. And the trade war with China has escalated because good old Donnie decided to raise the tariff on Chinese goods to a whopping 145% as the stock market is sinking and his fellow loyalists within the regime are participating in market manipulation and insider trading. Such as we've seen, Marjorie Taylor Greene, she invested $250,000 into the stock market while it was nice and low. Coincidentally, a few hours before Donald Trump announced that he's pausing the tariffs for 90 days. So then Marjorie Taylor Greene's $250,000 turned into $1.5 million. That's called insider trading. The entire stock market is now reliant on the decisions of one man. Welcome. Welcome to America. So we're going to read this. I've got a couple of things that I want to show you, but we're going to read this real quick. This is from USA Today, which is probably liberal media if you're a fucking MAGA chud. But let's read some of this. Trump would love deal with China, but tariffs at 145% as markets sink. Live updates. So this is as of 6:03 p.m. today. It is 6:17 p.m. We call this breaking news. I'm hot off the press, right? Now, real quick, guys, we are making this video live. That's why you can see the chat. If you do want to make sure that you're here next time we go live, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Then you will know when I go live. Those 4 things cost you nothing. And it helps me immensely. So just fucking do it. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you do want to help the channel financially, because this is actual independent media, not like Tim Pool or Ben Shapiro or Steven Crowder, who get millions of dollars from the GOP. This is actual independent media. So if you want to help, there's a couple ways you could do it. You could become a patron on Patreon for $5. You could become a member on YouTube for $5. You could buy some of that dope-ass Valenti Videos merch down below. You could use a 40% off discount for Ground News Vantage subscription down below. Or, last but not least, you could just donate money. You could, like, super chat, you could donate, you could do all that shit. But enough about me. What do you think about me? That was a joke. Let's read. Trump would love deal with China, but tariffs at 145% as markets sink. Live updates. The Trump administration is touting the likelihood of reaching trade agreements with several countries, but one of the biggest deals appears ever more distant as the U.S. trade war with China continues to escalate. Now, mind you, guys, China is the second largest exporter into the United States. We import fucking everything here. And why is that? Well, it's because the fucking conservatives, starting under Ronald Reagan, privatized every single industry and shipped them overseas to use slave wage labor because conservatives don't have any fucking morals. But because of that, we import fucking everything from mainly Mexico and China. Now, Trump, remember, he announced, like, massive tariffs on Mexico, but he pulled back on that, and now we're doing, like, a 10% tariff on Mexican goods, whatever. He's putting these tariffs, 145% tariff on Chinese goods. Now, what does that mean? That means that the price of Chinese goods are going to skyrocket, and you, the consumer, are going to have to pay that inflated price, and all of that extra money is going to go into the new tax plan. Yeah, Trump's tax plan to lower the 1%'s taxes down to 0%. No, I'm not kidding. 0%. Well, how are you going to pay it? How are you going to get the $3 trillion to provide these tax cuts to the ultra wealthy? Oh, well, it's going to be by fleecing the middle class. It's going to be by fleecing the working class because, you know, you mean fucking nothing to conservatives. At all. At all. You're fucking nothing to them. They don't give a shit if you live or die. Let's keep fucking reading. The White House clarified Thursday that the 125% tariffs on Chinese imports announced Wednesday were on top of a previous 20%, adding up to a whopping levy of 145% against the U.S.'s third largest trading partner. It's third. I thought we were second. My apologies if I was correct there. Incorrect. For context, the top two, Mexico and Canada, are facing hotly disputed 25% tariffs. Financial markets reacted with pessimism, as the 3 main indexes closed down from 2.5% to 4.31 during the 5th losing session in the past 6, interrupted only by Wednesday's remarkable surge after President Donald Trump paused most reciprocal tariffs. So what does this mean? What does this mean? Wednesday, so we talked about this, and I'm going to pull up the Dow for you real quick, okay? I want you to look at this. We're going to go to 1 month, okay? So this is Trump is the president. Trump is the president, and he's floating around this dog shit tariff policy, and the market is doing mediocre. It's not crashing, but it's doing mediocre. Talking about his dog shit tariff policy, and then we hit this, April 2nd, Liberation Day, where we cut the shackles off of America, and suddenly the stock market fucking crashes. Coincidence? Is that a coincidence, MAGA? No, not a fucking coincidence. And then, what do we see here? April 9th. Trump says, actually, I'm putting a 90-day pause on the tariffs. And the stock market fucking shoots up. Why is that? Well, maybe it's because Trump's tariff policies are bad for the stock market. Or maybe it's because he did this intentionally. Maybe he intentionally crashed the stock market so he and his billionaire oligarch bootlicking, nut-sucking, fucking fascist friends could buy the short. Buy all the stocks while they're low in the red, and then it'll skyrocket up. We'll make a whole bunch of money. Guess what? This is going to happen again. This is going to happen again. It's going to happen over and over and over again. He's going to keep on doing this. Actually, we're unpausing the tariffs. Stock market crashes. Better start buying, Elon, Mark, Sundar. You better gobble, gobble, gobble. You better buy. And these, oh my God, these stupid fucking MAGA chud inbred idiots are going to go, well, I invested $20 into Apple, and now I got $60 out of it. It looks like Trump is reallocating wealth. Are you a communist? Oh, how the tables have turned. But fuck, dude. I couldn't write this shit if I wanted. I couldn't fucking make this shit up, dude. We'll see what happens with China, Trump said at a cabinet meeting Thursday. We would love to be able to work a deal. They've really taken advantage of our country for a long period of time. They've ripped us off beyond anybody. National Economic Council Director Kevin Hassett said earlier in the day the U.S. has already received serious trade deal offers from almost 20 nations, and that 2 deals are, quote, almost closed, amid signs the global trade wars sparked by Trump might be easing. Hassett also told CNBC a 10% universal baseline tariff rate is likely to stay in place for most countries as part of any negotiated trade agreement. Now, hot take. This, I don't think, is a bad policy. A 10% universal baseline tariff on most countries, I don't think that is a bad policy. That is something that could actually help boost American manufacturing, because what is that an example of? A targeted tariff, right? And I've said this before. I think targeted tariffs, I think tariffs in and of themselves are not bad, but when you put on a blanket tariff on every nation on planet Earth, no matter what goods they are importing, that is the definition of inflating the market. That is the definition of raising prices. If you disagree with me, it means you're stupid and I hate you. Let's keep reading. Adam Schiff and AOC are pushing for insider trading investigations. Well, here's the thing. All of these brainworm-ridden MAGA chuds who fucking hate Nancy Pelosi, such as I hate Nancy Pelosi. Why? Because her net worth is over $100 million because she practices insider trading. Well, MAGA also hates Nancy Pelosi for insider trading. That's something that we can agree on. But they won't have the balls to call out Marjorie Taylor Greene on this because she's a fellow member of the cult. For example, we have hate watchers in here. Dedicated, loyal hate watchers. Favreau. Will you condemn Marjorie Taylor Greene participating in insider trading, Favreau? This is going to go on the YouTube video, so make a decision. Do you condemn Marjorie Taylor Greene for participating in insider trading? Yes or no? We'll wait for it. We will wait. Maybe, but I look into it. There you go. Proved my point. Had to say maybe. Why? Because Marjorie Taylor Greene's in the cult. So I'm going to have to do a deep dive investigation into this to find out, because I can't just insult her for participating in insider trading. Can't do it. You can't write this shit. Actually, I probably could. I could probably write this shit. Anyway, back to the article. A day earlier, Trump announced a 90-day pause on U.S. levies for scores of nations that did not retaliate against the tariffs unveiled last week. The European Union responded by putting on hold for 90 days its first countermeasures against U.S. tariffs. The trade clash with China appeared to be ramping up. Trump on Wednesday raised the tariff on Chinese goods to 145%. Now listen, if you watched yesterday's Valenti VOD, we fucking brought up Kevin O'Leary, the fucking smarmy piece of shit billionaire from Shark Tank, who said, I actually advocate for 400% tariffs on Chinese goods. Why do you think that is? It's because this motherfucker knows it'll crash the economy or the stock market, and he, with his billions of dollars, can invest in the stock market, gobble up every last failing fucking business that can't survive this, and then gain effective control. This is tech feudalism. This is neo-reactionary Curtis Yarvin Mencius Moldbug shit. You are experiencing the death of democracy. And at the same fucking time, Trump and the regime are like, we're putting together a plan to deport Mahmoud Khalil, even though we know we don't have evidence for it. We're going to come up with something. I mean, dude. Call me crazy, call me a fearmonger, but everything I report on is fucking true. Can't say the same for MAGA. They're eating the dogs. The White House clarified Thursday after initially saying it was 125%. A 20% levy was applied in February, stemming from Trump accusing Beijing of allowing fentanyl produced in China to be transported into the U.S. I mean, I know Trump accused them of that, but they fucking did that. That's not... I understand you have to use the word accuse because Trump accused them of doing it. But they absolutely fucking did that. That is what, that is real, right? Same guy Favreau from a second earlier just said, this is MAGA land, bud. I expect nothing less from these smooth brain fucking bootlicking chuds. This is the white man's land now, brother. China struck back with an 84% tariff on U.S. goods that kicked in Thursday. Quote, the trade war is now turning into a direct confrontation between the U.S. and China, Rabobank analysts said. We could again be seeing escalation and de-escalation at the same time, pulling markets in different directions. Chaos, which is the one thing the economy doesn't want. Trump did not say when asked whether Chinese President Xi Jinping has been in touch with the U.S. to discuss trade policy. I don't want to say who's reached out. I'll just say that I think it's going to work out, hopefully. I had to add the word hopefully there because the motherfucker knows he doesn't have the cards. America does not hold the cards when it comes to a trade war with China. Why is that? It's because we import far more Chinese goods into the United States than China imports American goods. China is a fucking manufacturing powerhouse. They're an industrial giant. They've got factories all over the fucking nation. They have every sector covered. They got fucking AI producing this shit now. They don't need to buy American. Whereas we need to buy Chinese because we don't fucking have American manufacturers. And you stupid fucks are gonna, oh, that's why we're doing it. We're gonna bring back American manufacturers. That's gonna take a decade, dumb fuck. So you wanna live in a nation where the economy is in fucking shambles for a decade, for the slim chance that these companies who have profited billions of dollars by their decision to leave the nation, they're gonna just pick up shop, move to the U.S., buy a plot of land, build a fucking factory, which will take a decade, hire thousands of American workers, and then become successful enough to even be tradable on the stock market? That's your gamble? You're a fucking idiot. Jesus H. Christ. Major U.S. stock indexes fell sharply on Thursday, a day after the domestic market saw a historic surge following Trump's 90-day pause on some of his most aggressive tariffs. With the world's two largest economies engaged in an escalating trade war, investors went on another sell-off. The Dow fell by 2.5%. The S&P 500 dropped by 3.46%, and the NASDAQ ended down by 4.31%. The current situation is not only chaotic, it's crazy. ING economist Karsten Bresky said, oh, well, it must be a radical left Marxist Leninist communist because if you don't like what Trump is doing, you have to be some radical leftist Marxist Leninist piece of shit. You must be. You must be. Don't forget that we have been here before with announcements and then we get some pauses, only for the originally announced tariff to be reintroduced again. On Wednesday, the pause drove the S&P 500 more than 9% higher, its third largest gain in a single day since World War II. The Dow posted its biggest percentage advance since March 2020, while the NASDAQ scored its biggest one-day gain since January 2001, and second best day on record. About 30 billion shares changed hands, which was the highest in at least 18 years. So listen, we are not headed into a recession. We are in a recession. We are headed into Great Depression 2 electric boogaloo. That's what we're headed into, okay? And this fucking Trump is like, I want to bring back the Gilded Age. He wants to bring back the Gilded Age? The Gilded Age. You mean the era of like Andrew Carnegie and John Rockefeller and Cornelius Vanderbilt? The era where these fucking robber baron pieces of shit were gobbling up all of the money and the average American was living in poverty. Trump proudly says he wants to bring back the Gilded Age. And these dumb MAGA fucks are gonna support it. And even, oh my God, even during the Gilded Age, at least those motherfuckers provided us with something of value. Railroads, steel industries, the banking industries. Yes, they were fucking pieces of shit, but they at least provided us with something. What the fuck are these motherfuckers providing us? Facebook? X? Tesla? I don't fucking care. What the fuck? Oh my God. Trump warns of transition cost with tariffs. Trump said Thursday that there will be a, quote, transition cost. Luigi is digging into the couch right now. Luigi, no digging. Sit. Trump said Thursday that there will be a, quote, transition cost with his aggressive tariff policies as the markets plunged again one day after he paused so-called reciprocal tariffs. By the way, this is a lie. His tariffs are not reciprocal. He did not put reciprocal tariffs on them. The tariffs that we put on these other nations are far, far higher than the tariffs that they're putting on us. It's just a lie. That's not what they're called. That's why they put in the so-called right here. These are not reciprocal tariffs. If you disagree with me, you're stupid. There'll be a transition cost and transition problems, but in the end, it's going to be a beautiful thing, Trump said at the beginning of a cabinet meeting. So now Trump is just saying it. He's saying, yeah, you're fucked. The price of all goods is going to skyrocket. You're fucked. He's saying it right there. The Gilded Age, bro, what is this guy talking about? LMA, they call you the history guy. It's the Gilded Age. Gilded. Gilded, as in gilded in gold, you stupid fuck. Anyway. Despite the pause, Trump's 10% baseline tariffs on most imports remain in effect. Trump also hiked China's reciprocal tariff to 125%. I love that they put it in quotes, raising its total rate to 145% when combined with previously imposed 20% duties. Administration officials have said about 75 countries have contacted the U.S. seeking trade deals. I'm not sure we could ever have enough time in the day to talk to all these countries, Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick said. Let's see. The White House downplays the latest. All right, so the Trump administration downplayed the Thursday's massive drop in the stock market one day after stocks soared when Trump announced he's pausing reciprocal tariffs on most countries. Up to, oh wait, no, this isn't Trump. Up 2, down 1 is not a bad ratio, or up 10, down 5, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent told reporters during a cabinet meeting, ignoring the 4-day slump that preceded Wednesday's rally. Oh, geez. All right, so what does the tariff pause mean for you? American consumers should brace for more bad days in the stock market and a massive increase in prices. Now, again, any MAGA chud reading this is going to immediately go, this is leftist, liberal, fake news media because it says scary things, and I don't like being scared, so this must be fake media. Not to mention the possibility of a recession. Oh, go fuck yourself. We're in a recession. Chief economist for financial services, Moody's Analytics. The pause in tariffs won't pause big price increases for everything from clothing to cars to cell phones. Oh, God. China accounted for 16.5% of the $3.2 trillion worth of imports, brought into the U.S. in 2022. The tariff mix is actually worse, Bloomberg LP's chief economist Anna Wong said on X. China exports more consumer goods to the U.S. than other countries, so boosting that relative to others will boost the hit to consumption goods. We're so fucked. Bloomberg link I sent. I'll cover that after. That's all I got for this Valenti VOD. Listen, guys, before these tariffs hit hardcore, go to the store and stock up on food that will last. Canned goods, anything you can freeze, fucking everything. Because the price of everything is going to skyrocket as soon as these tariffs hit the U.S. markets, okay? Same thing with filling up your car with gasoline, okay? Go do these things before you regret not doing it. I'm gonna fucking do it as soon as this video's done. I'm getting in the car. I'm going to ShopRite. Oh, fuck, dude. Oh, I just want a home. I just want a house. I just want a house and enough money to raise a fucking child. Is that so much to fucking ask for? Is that so much to fucking ask for? Oh, okay. For the people who are here live, you stay. The live stream isn't ending. For the people who are watching this recorded, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Costs you nothing, helps me immensely. And if you want to help the channel financially, because this is actual independent media, there's a couple of ways you can do it. Become a patron on Patreon, become a member on YouTube, buy some merch, use the description down below for the link to Ground News, or just donate fucking money straight to the channel. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next episode of the Valenti VOD. Bye. Benny, yeah. If I was with Selena, I would still be treating her better than you. Have a good one.